go? I don't know what I would do. Whoa, that looks so cool!
Grats baby cakes.
Thanks. What did you want to do after high school? You probably didn't expect streaming to become your full-time thing. Daniel, dude, that looks really nice. Dude, see, and this is what I mean, chat, when I say that I barely do anything and my mods do everything, man. I really don't do that much. My mods are the ones that do it all. Like, they really help out a lot.
Have a nice ass.
Oh, respect, man. Thank you. Like, Camping Troll with Jito. I mean, like, Senny does absolutely nothing for me whatsoever. Never has. Space Voyage, Iljix,
Dono wall
Lock.
for 6 months straight feels strong, man. Senny made you smile.
Senny, no. What did Senny? Senny only made me put him on my auto host. That's pretty much it. What did you want to do after high school? You probably didn't expect to become a full-time streamer. All right, so out of high school, my job was this. I said to myself, I'm going to go to college. I was really on Adderall. I was Adderall brained out of my fucking mind when I came out of high school. And I just wanted to go to college. I wanted to have a really good GPA. I wanted to get a decent job out of high school, college. I pretty much just wanted to make my parents proud. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to make my parents happy. I wanted to sit there with shampoo bottles on my lappy. But I said to myself, I did all that, right? So I did all the college stuff. I had a 3.8 GPA, and I was like, the whole time I was in college, I always wanted to be an entertainer, right? I always wanted to do something with my life that wasn't finance. But like the Adderall in me wanted me to just go finance and make my parents proud so they could smile and be like, that's my kid. Because that's really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to make my parents proud. That's it. I was like, oh, if I do it, because they never really seemed proud of me, probably because I was a pretty shitty kid. But I wanted them to finally be proud of me in college. So, and I also wanted a really good job. So I tried to get a 3.8 GPA, and I did, and all that stuff. But I didn't feel like I was doing it, like, I was like almost living life for them. I wasn't living life for myself. It was kind of shitty. But I loved taking Adderall. I was like, holy fuck, this drug's fun. You know, it was really enjoyable to get. I felt like I pretty much was getting high on Adderall. But my heart didn't love it, obviously. And over years of taking Adderall, my heart fucking started to give out. And yeah, but pretty much what I want to do after high school, dude, I just wanted to go to college. I went to college. I went to college. I wanted to get a good grades, good GPA, and I wanted to go the route of finance. You know, work your way up the ladder, suck some dick, do some coke with some friends. But the more I did it, the more I looked around, and I'm like, oh my god, all these people are just fucking NPCs, and I am nothing like these guys. Like, I'm like nothing like I am. I think I could do more. I don't need to just do finance. I could entertain people. Like, I'm the one cracking jokes inside my, and I'm just like looking at all these people. I'm like, who are you? You're all fake as hell. You're all NPCs on Adderall. They're all on Adderall too. That's what the finance section is. You know, their Lunchables is a fucking, you know, a pizza pie and some Vyvanse. That's how it is. And I thought to myself, I could do more. I didn't need to be this finance guy. I didn't need to sit there and go this route. So I tried something else. And I said to myself, you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world if it does go this way. But I'm too young to not try. I'm too young to not try. And I think that's so important for kids, especially in their ages of 20, to try. Just try. If it doesn't work, you can go back to college. If it doesn't work, just do something else. You don't need to immediately out of college try to work. Who are you trying to impress? Your 100 Instagram followers? Doesn't fucking matter. Go try something, you know? Yeah, a lot of people might judge you if you try something and do it, but a lot of people are going to judge you and say, damn, this guy's fucking going for something. Good for him. And it really makes your life difference. Because for the rest of your life, you could be doing something you absolutely hate. And that's what I saw in my parents. And that's why, my mom, she was an accountant. She hated it. She always wanted to be a florist. She never wanted to do accounting. But she did it because it makes good money, because it had good benefits, and so she could raise a family. But I know she's miserable every time she goes into work. I know she's miserable every time she comes home. It's like, Why would you do that to your life? It's not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. So yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do after high school. I just knew I was going to go to college. That's all I cared about. And I went to college and I realized that that's not my thing, man. Not that college was my thing. I did like studying, but I just wanted to try things in life before I went that route. And I tried things and it worked out. How do you get out of an unmotivational state? That's really hard to do, man. Really hard to get out of unmotivated states. So when I got out of college, I went to my friend's place, right? I went to my friend's and he worked. His dad owned in Long Beach, California. He owned a shop that essentially made props for movies. And I thought that was the coolest job ever. So I'm like, fuck yeah. So I moved out to Long Beach with him. And I moved out to Long Beach with him. We started hanging out. And I tried to grow from there. But he lied to me. He manipulated me. He told me we were going to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, which, if you don't know, in LA, you're broke. We made 60 grand a year. In 60 grand in Long Beach, California, chat, you're eating bread for dinner. And we did. We literally ate bread, which was like $5 because the only bread you're going to find in LA is gluten-free, fucking, pure bread. So we had to eat fucking $5 the bread. It was horrible. That's what we had to do. So we were eating. He lied to us. He manipulated us. He thought we were stupid college kids. We weren't that dumb. We were obviously dumb enough to go out there, but we tried. I came back, man. I was so unmotivated. I mean, all I did with my friends was my mom made me food every day. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. My mom made me food every day. I didn't try. I just waited. I was 22 years old. All I didn't even want a job. I'm like, man, dude, I don't mind having a job. I'm so lazy to even just do these applications. And that was my problem. I was like, why? I don't want to do all these applications just to fucking get, turned down. I'm too lazy. So I'm just sitting there like, damn, I don't want to do this at all. And I'm like trying to like just delay the inevitable of having to do it. So all I did was I sat there, I played PUBG with my friends in Discord, and I ate chicken all day. And I did absolutely nothing. Very demotivated. I mean, I just didn't care. I was like, what's the point of anything? Why? I just sat there. But it was very hard for me to get motivated. But what got me motivated was Chompy. What got me motivated, honestly, was wanting to help other people. And that's what I really do care about. I know you guys probably could see in my streams that I do like helping people a lot, especially my friends. And it's almost like when you become close to me as a friend, I try to take care of you. It's kind of like this weird thing I do, but I do care about, like, I like helping others a lot. Especially my family. My friends and my family are people I actually really do care about, and I'm very motivated to help them. So that's what kind of motivated me, is my family. It goes back to that. I wanted to, like, do well so my parents could be happy. But I also, partially, the reason why I got into YouTube, which became my Twitch job, is because I've always wanted to make people laugh. And I know that's my passion, right? I think the thing that's difficult about getting out of an unmotivational state is, like, you're doing something you don't want to do. You got to try things you want to do in life, you know? You got to go for those things that motivate you. What motivates me is getting up in the morning and making a dumb joke. That's what motivates me. Not doing some finance crap. I never was motivated by it. I always wanted to, I was always motivated by making jokes. It's what I did in my part-time, my off-time. In PUBG, you know, I would be the one dead because I'm the one making the jokes. I didn't really care. I'm that guy in Discord that you would mute every single time because that's just how it was. But I wanted to make people laugh. So to go what you're saying, how do you get out of an unmotivational state? Try to find something that you actually enjoy and try to pursue it as a job, as a career. Because there's a lot of, you'd be surprised, especially with technology and the internet nowadays, how many things you can really make a career that you're passionate about. There's a lot of things that you can make that are, there's a lot of things that you could do. Just try it. Doesn't work out, doesn't work out. I mean, a lot of it requires very little upkeep. A lot of it requires it probably not even a website nowadays. You just use another website. Try it. So, yeah. Was it worth it? No. Next question. What do you mean, was it worth it? What does that even mean? Was what worth it? Life? Streaming? Was streaming worth it? Was streaming worth it then? Yeah. What are you going to do with your newfound fame? I'm going to Disney World. That's it. Pretty cool, huh? How long are you going to keep streaming? About an hour. I don't know, dude. That's such a hard question. I really have no idea, you know? It's until you guys get sick of me. I really don't know. It's such a hard thing to think about. I've been streaming for 2 years, you know? There's a lot of streamers on here that have been streaming for 8, 9, 10 years, and, you know, they're still going every single day. I've been here for 2. So, it's kind of hard for me to really think about how long I'm going to be here when it feels like I haven't been here that long. But what's crazy is I also feel like I never wasn't here. I feel like once I've been swarmed into this bubble that is Twitch, I feel like I never was not here. I don't remember what life is like without Twitch. That's kind of hard to figure out. Like, it's hard for me to remember what it was like before I was a streamer. It just feels like it's always been like this. I've always been a streamer. But, how long will it keep going? I mean, I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I mean, unless I get canceled, you know, hopefully, you know, Tommy Innit doesn't raid me and I say the R word, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon. I would say probably into my late 30s. And then, yeah. I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. I really don't know. I mean, like, it's what I find interesting. It's like some streamers are starting to hit to like early or mid 30s, right? And then they're going to start having kids and all that stuff. And like, how old is too old where they like the viewers stop being interested in those streamers? You know? But then again, those streamers are probably relatable to their viewers, and those viewers are probably growing up. So, I don't know. What's your most memorable stream in your career? That's so hard, man. There's so many good memorable streams that I'm never gonna remember. Honestly, I really don't know. That's so hard to say. Is what's my most memorable stream in my career? There's so many. I mean, like every day feels like a new journey of life, a new thing. And what's crazy to think, what's crazy, a crazy sync. What's crazy to think, honestly, is, you know, a lot. I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, there are a lot of them are pretty crazy streams, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have good memories of a lot of streams that are all different. That you guys are like, wow, that was my favorite stream. This was my favorite stream. I loved when Mizkif fucked off for 2 weeks to play Pokemon. There's a lot of different streams that people enjoyed. You know, for some of you guys, and probably the guys that are banned in chat, it's probably when Maya first got here. I don't know. I enjoyed a lot of them, man. I really did. One that sticks out to me the most is probably when I beat Jump King. I mean, the first time. When I first beat Jump King, that was probably one of my favorite feelings of my life. Love that. So, there's a lot, man. There's a lot of good memories on my streams. A lot of memorable streams that I'm glad. And that's partially why I like having a YouTube channel, is so I can keep those memories. So one day I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, wow, that happened. Walmart Tyler 1. Dude, that's fucking awesome. Walmart's fucking sick. Everyone loves Walmart. My parents go there all the time. What are you most proud of in life? Is it really sad to say my boxes? It's my boxes. It's my boxes. I'm sorry. What do you do to relax? I really don't relax often, man. I never did. I really don't. Never can. I'm always. If you want to, like, the only time I'm ever able to really relax, even off stream, I'm not relaxed. I'm a very tense, like, running around moron all the time. I don't shut up. I don't really relax that much. But honestly, moving into this new house, I have been able to relax more. But one problem that I've had with streaming is I feel like I always need to set the bar higher than my last time I did content, right? And that's really bad to think that way because that's how you get burnt out, right? If you're constantly thinking that you need to have the bar raised, that's how you burn out. And that's how any streamer will burn out. Notice how, like, bigger streamers, they just stream and then they go to bed, you know? Like, a lot of these streamers, these top guys, they'll do it. If it's a bad stream, it's a good stream. It doesn't matter. Rain or shine, they're live. And that's how you got to be. But sometimes, and I think a big problem, Chompy literally just ran up to this. Chompy, what are you doing? Get Chompy. Jesus. Dude, he wants as much attention as me. But, yeah, I don't really relax that often, man. I've never been able to. I've been trying to more often, just chilling. I hang out a lot upstairs. But, yeah, I don't really relax that often. I wish I could. I've never been able to. Sometimes I shower. That makes me more relaxed. That's really it. Jerking off doesn't help me relax at all. Because then I jerk off, and I'm like, fuck, my libido's lower. And then I'm like, oh my god, it's going to be like a month until I'm going to do this shit again. And then I'm pissed. When I jerk off, chat, I get very tired. Like, I just get sleepy. And then my brain just barely works. I'm like, so that's why I don't jerk off often. I'm a big no-fap guy. Like, I did 100 days of no-fap before. So, yeah. Like, I genuinely feel like when I don't jerk off for long periods of time, I feel much better about myself. Much better. I feel like I can think better. I feel cognitively, I feel better. Yeah. Imagine the Rust devs watching this and just like, what the fuck is going on? What are the downsides of being a streamer? What are the downsides of being a streamer? It's hard to make any friends. It is. It's definitely hard to make friends because think of it like a real job, right? Like, let's say you go to a real job, you work at a store. It's easier to make friends that way when you work somewhere. I think working is so important, especially at the ages of 20. It's so important, dude. Because you're never going to find friends. Like, once you leave college and once you leave high school, those friends are all going to scatter. You're never going to stay friends with those guys. They're all going to leave. And in order to find friends, the only real organic way, like, how did we all find friends in the beginning? It's school, right? And school is going to be essentially, the version of school is a job. So it does make a big difference. Like, I noticed, this is kind of off topic, but a lot of my friends that work at home are way more depressed and way more lonely. They'll never admit it, but they're way more lonely and depressed than my friends that go to work every day. Because they don't see people and they don't hang out. They're bored. Yeah. But what are the downsides of being a streamer? It's hard to make friends. For sure, it's hard to make friends. It's hard to really feel like you know somebody. A lot of streamers are fake as fuck. Who would have thought? Luckily, the people I live with besides Russell aren't fake. So that's nice. And it's hard to really feel like you have a genuine connection with anybody because you feel like everyone's going to try to use you because that's typically what it is. A lot of people are just manipulating and using you. So it's hard to really feel like someone's your friend. Another con of streaming is I think the feeling, the pressure of entertainment is a lot more difficult than what people think. I think a lot of people think that streaming is just this job where you sit there and, you sit there and you just make a ton of money and do absolutely nothing but play video games. But that's not it. I mean, you're constantly worrying about your chat, your stream. You're constantly worrying about your entertainment, your content. Because that's why we are in the top spots, because we did that. You know what I mean? And also because we're handsome. So it's a lot of, streaming is zero labor here, as you could tell. It's a lot of mental labor. And it really does get to almost every streamer I've ever met that it does get tough. And I know what you're saying. Lol, imagine saying streamers a tough job. I get you, but I said the same thing, and now I'm here. And now I say this. It's mentally, it's a lot more difficult than you think, chat. It is. Constantly worrying about the public eye. Constantly have people shitting on you. You say, oh, those comments mean nothing, lol. They hurt. You know, a lot of those comments people will read, you're like, damn, it sucks. One thing Train says, and I think it's very true, is we get all this money just to spend it on healthcare. And it's true. I think that a lot of these streamers are, in the end, they're going to be miserable, they're going to be depressed, and they're going to have to spend a lot of this money on healthcare and shit, despite making all this money now. And is it really worth it? Is it really worth the money for all this pain, like the agonizing annoyance of chat bothering us? Of course, right? Of course it's worth it. But, yeah, I'd say probably the most difficult thing is friends, for sure. It's always going to be like that. Because, I can never really have a real friendship. Unless, how am I going to meet someone who's a 50 viewer streamer? Let's say I really become friends with them and I kick it off, right? How am I going to sit there and hang out with him and play video games and not think he's trying to use me? Because always, and that's the problem that Reckful always had, and it's true, always in the back of your head, you're going to be thinking to yourself, is that guy using me? Is that guy really there to use me? How can I ever know? You can't ever know. It'll never be possible. You will always think that that guy might be using you, might not, but you don't know. It's impossible to think. And that's why I think it's really hard to make friends. Like, if E-Rob calls me, I'm going to be like, is this guy using me? Like, I don't know. It's tough. And the only real way you can know someone truly wants to be your friend is if they're at a level that is around you, right? So it's tough. It's tough. Like, the only person I can see around me right now that I could be friends with is Shroud. And, like, even that, I'm kind of stooping low. You know what I mean, chat? Like, I don't know if I want to go all the way down there. It's not that good right now. It's lonely at the top. All right? It's just me, Sekuno, and Corpse Husband right now. I assume, like many other content creators, imagining 1 million people have viewed your channel and decided to follow feels absurd and unreal. Do you ever think about you're basically streaming to a football field of people? It's 2 football fields, man. Get it right. And, no, I mean, it's impossible to imagine. It is straight up impossible to imagine for any of us. And I think that goes for almost any streamer. It's impossible. We'll never be able to really understand that there's, 5, 10,000, 20,000. It's humanly impossible to really understand that. I think I remember a Vsauce video where he said, like, you only really know 114 people, right? How the hell am I really going to imagine 1 million people, like, that follow my stream? It's impossible. That number is unfathomable to the human brain. It's just, I cannot comprehend, and I never will comprehend these numbers are people and that these numbers are real. It doesn't feel real. It'll never feel real that 1 million people know my name. It'll never feel real that 20,000 people are subscribed to this channel. It's never going to feel real. And I think that's one problem that I probably deal with the most as being a streamer is disassociation. Because I think, going back to that, it's so hard for me to imagine that this is my life when I've wanted it for so long. And now that I have it, it's very hard for me mentally to understand and comprehend that I did it. That I actually have become this streamer and that I've grown to this. It's very hard for me to imagine it. And, like, I look at my house, I look at my friends, you gotta, it's still just, to comprehend it, it's impossible. Like, I'm hanging out with Soda Pop some days. I'm like, man, I used to watch this guy every day. You know, I'm like cleaning Mitch's poop that he drops on the ground. And I'm like, man, this is Mitch Jones's poop. Like, it's still crazy sometimes for me to realize that these guys I grew up watching are, you know, a phone call away, or for some of them a door away. You know, I like, they're right next door, you know? It's unreal, you know? And it always will be unreal. It's hard to imagine, chat. So. Ugh. What are your content plans now that you have so many eyes on you? How will your stream improve in 2021? It won't. Whoa, 77 bucks. This stream is incredibly motivational. Thank you, Miz. You made me at least realize how lethargic and unmotivated I truly am. Keep being you. Thank you, man, for the 7777. Hey, I am made by an XQC guy. But, how will my content improve? Here's the thing. I again goes with what I say. I feel like if you constantly are trying to hit that bar and keep growing, that's a horrible way to live, right? I'm clearly doing some stuff right. If I've doubled my viewership from last year, tripled my viewership. You know, I clearly am doing things right. And I think the most important thing for me now is to enjoy life. Is to mentally be there, because I think that's what, okay, back to what you said about one of the hardest things and worst things about being a streamer is you never can really enjoy time off stream. Ever. Ever. Here's why. When you go to work, right? Most of you go to work and not, okay, never mind. Let me go back to what I was saying. A lot of you guys, no. Very few of you guys really work. And those few guys that do work, those guys go to 9 to 5 and they work and then they go home, right? Rube, stay with the 5, man. Here's the thing. When you do that, my dad goes to work. He works at where does he work? It's Costco. My dad works at Costco, goes in at 9, gets home at 5, and leaves, right? He does that 6 days a week, or no, 5 days a week now, and he goes home. And, okay, when he goes home, he leaves work at the door. He sits back, watches CNN, enjoys himself, and goes home and just leaves work at the door, and he goes back to work. It's like school. Think of school, chat. You know how when you go to school, you don't go home and talk about school and think about school. You fucking leave your shit there. You don't give a shit. Maybe you do some homework, but most of the time you're trying to enjoy yourself and wait and you know, count down till midnight when you have to go to bed. The problem with streaming is this. Since there's no ceiling in streaming, right? Like, the numbers can go all the way. You could keep going. This number can be 500,000 subs. It can go to millions, right? And because of that, and because you always feel like you could be doing more, it's impossible to enjoy yourself off stream. Because you always feel like, man, like on my off days, I'm like, man, I should have gone live. You know, when I'm not streaming 10 hours a day, I'm like, man, I should have streamed more. You know, when I'm not doing things for my stream, I'm like, man, I should be doing this. Instead of enjoying my moments with my family or with my friends, it's very hard. It's very, very hard. And I know almost every streamer deals with this, where it's just, you always are thinking about streaming, and it's not a life, it's a lifestyle. You become warped into this world of Twitch, and you can't leave. So yeah, that is probably the worst thing about being a streamer, is you feel like you never really can enjoy life because you're always thinking about streaming. Like, let's say if I go on a vacation, right, and I'm like having fun and enjoying myself, I'm thinking to myself, man, I wish I could bring my stream and entertain. They would love this, rather than, oh wow, this is a beautiful sunset, you know? And that's a problem. That's a problem. And that's partially why I like to have an office and a separate room for my where I sleep. So that way I can almost leave my office and go and do stuff and enjoy myself, rather than have my bed in here and live in here, because then you're like doing it all by there. Does that make sense? But yeah, as for my content plans, dude, I just want to be happy. The content's there. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about the content at all. I know I'm gonna be fine. What is your favorite thing about the community and streaming? My favorite thing about the community. They gift a lot. No, I don't know. My favorite thing about my community, they're pretty dumb. Like, I do like how stupid you guys are. You're very stupid. And I say that in the nicest of ways, where you guys are just absolute morons, and you're just so easily pleased. It's like, here's a fucking shiny rock, and you're like, ooh, ooh. And I do like that a lot. I like the fact that my community's pretty dumb, and, like, I'll do, like, a 30-minute intro, and it'll still be dancing when there's no music. Like, I don't know. I do enjoy that a lot. I like the idiots in my stream, where they're just like, this place, like, they take it as a joke, because that's what it should be. I like the dumbness of the community. Very, very stupid, dumb community. And I like that they like to be dumb. It's like they get to come here and they lower their IQ hanging out. And I enjoy that a lot. So, that's my favorite thing about my community. And one thing I love about my community that I think is very different from every other community is there's a lot of people, especially from my offline community, that have become friends and that hang out with each other, and have started streaming and grow from each other. And I do like that a lot. I do like it a lot. And I guess Senny's like their leader of the island. I don't fucking get that part, but yeah, that's definitely what I like about the community. As for streaming, what's my favorite thing? It's still the same thing it was 2 years ago, man. I like it when I say something and the chat omega lols. That's it. That will always be my favorite thing. That's what I get off on. That's why I started streaming in the first place. I love seeing chat laugh. That's what I care about more than anything on Twitch, and I will always be more, is I like to see chat laugh. That's all I care about. It's what I've cared about since the day I started streaming. It'll be the same thing and the day I die streaming. I love to see my chat laugh, and that's all I care about. So yeah. Do you think it's a good idea for a 20-year-old not to go to college next semester to try to pursue a content creator / videographer? No, I think you're an idiot. Listen. Not to go to college next semester and try to pursue a content creator / videographer. I'm going to be real with you, man. If I were in your shoes, if I was in right now, I would say go for it. Why not? Try it. Give yourself... Here's the problem that I see with a lot of people who try this and they don't do well, or they try it and quote try it, is they don't really try it. When I tried to become a content creator, I spent 12 hours or plus a day in a sweaty 100-degree garage sitting there making videos for no money just so I could try growing a YouTube channel to grow and try to do stuff. People who claim that they try don't. They don't really put in the work, and they just claim they really go for it. So, do I think you should not go to college next semester and try to pursue a content creator / videographer? It's hard for me to say for someone to not go to college, right? It's hard for me to say it, but in my personal opinion, I definitely think that you could do something like this. Maybe try to figure out what you want to do. And then instead of a summer, right? In the summer of next year, instead of going and getting a job, you have 4 months, man. 4 months to try to figure out what you want to do and try something. Do it in the summer, you know? It's not hard. Plan it, organize it, and then try to do something in the summer. You have 4 months in college to do stuff. You have May, June, July, August. A lot of time, man. 4 months is a lot. And you could easily do both of those things. Easily. Maybe don't take a credit or two. And you'll be surprised how much you can be inspired by... I feel like it's important for your brain to work. And when your brain works more, especially during college and stuff like that, I know the classes are tedious, but your brain is working more. You can maybe... you'll think more and be able to do stuff. Did you actually win once in wrestling? Never. I never won. I told you, I was the bitch that got thrown out. Fuck you, D-Horn, for asking this. I got thrown out to the dogs because the state wrestler on my team didn't want to wrestle the guys, so they throw me out so I would get beat the shit out of. That's literally what happened every time. It was, Miz, and I'd be like, oh, fuck. So I was the guy that had to wrestle the, 180-pound dude that's jacked out of his mind, and they would just beat the shit out of me, and all I would try to do is stay up for 6 minutes. So can we get on with this question? Oh, when was the first time you met a fan? What was it like? It's when Russell came to my door. I don't know. When my first time met a fan? It's hard to say, man. I don't really remember. I really don't remember. But it's definitely an interesting experience. It's weird. And it's really weird and interesting seeing how many more people notice me now than they did last year or the year before that. Because I used to hang out with S-Fan, and S-Fan used to get recognized a lot. Because they're like, oh, dude, dude, you're the guy that Asman hosts. And I'm like, and I was just like, all right, dude, can I put the camera down? And then now, yeah. Now I went to Walmart and I got recognized. Or I went with Maya somewhere. Oh, I went to get cupcakes for Maya. Don't ask if I'm a pussy. I am. And there were two people in the store, and one of them was like, Mizkif? And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, do you know S-Fan? I'm like, huh? So yeah, I don't remember the first time, but it's definitely interesting. What's happening with the OTK React show? It's starting February 1st, man. It should be. It should be starting sometime in February. I'm excited for it. We already have it planned. We're doing it. This month was kind of just not much going on. You care about my burping? Because, why did not much go on this month? COVID. I mean, COVID's really fucking a lot of things over. Nick was gone. We were rooting on the boys on the World of Warcraft scene. But the cogs have been moving for sure. You being an extrovert makes it easier to talk to new people and meet new friends, but me, an introvert, what can I do to break out of my shell and be/act like an extrovert? I'm telling you this, but you'll never believe me. You ready for this? No one cares as much as you do about what you say. Ever, man. People don't give a shit. They really, really don't. You think they care, but they really, really don't. They don't give a shit. I can say some dumbass shit in the elevator, and 9 times that Maya's like, oh my god, Matt, well, you're just everyone's gonna hate you. They laugh. They don't care. If you see a dude talking to himself on the side of the street, you're not like, ugh, oh my god. You're like, oh, it's another person talking on the side of the street. No one cares. People don't care as much as you think they do. It is so true. They don't care. And a lot of times when you act like a moron, people like you a lot more because they think that you have balls. And they're like, wow, this guy actually fucking has the balls to do something. Don't be an NPC, man. A lot of people like seeing the other side. They like seeing people that aren't NPCs. So yeah. The main thing I can just tell you is people don't care as much as you think. You think they do, but they don't. They don't care. I'm trolling 90% of the times when I'm in meetings or doing anything else, and who cares? They don't care. No one else cares besides fucking Maya or Sinak. Mostly Sinak. He's like, we just lost the deal, but hey, I made the guy smile. Has receiving so much attention as a streamer had any effects in your daily life? Receiving so much attention as a streamer? Not really, because I feel like what you don't realize is even though the numbers go up, you don't really notice the numbers go up in your real life. So no, I don't think the numbers has affected my life at all. Really. Besides, instead of buying, McDonald's, I could buy some nice meals. I don't know. Nothing really crazy. Would you ever try stand-up comedy? Isn't that the first 40 minutes of my stream? What do you mean? Well, maybe, not the first 30 minutes because that's my intro, but I feel like half the time I'm like, dude, what? Would I ever try stand-up comedy? Probably not, because that's not funny. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think stand-ups are fucking boring as hell, and I can't imagine going and saying the same jokes every single day. That just sounds boring as hell, right, guys? Yeah, I just couldn't do it. It wouldn't be for me. I think stand-up's kind of fucking cheesy. I don't like it. Would I do something in the entertainment business besides Twitch? Maybe, right? I would love to. That'd be fucking sick. But you know, who the hell would trust me? How did it feel when you got your first 1,000 viewer stream? It was when E-Rob hosted me, dude. And it was crazy. It was fucking crazy. But you know what? And this is what happens with every streamer. You get to 1,000, and you're like, man, if I could just be a 2K Andy. You get to 2,000, man, if I could just be a 5K Andy. You get to 10K, man, if I could just be a 20K Andy. That's the problem with streaming. You're never satisfied where you are, and you always want to grow. And that's partially good, right? But, like, it's like you never can be content. You're always wanting more. Like, I'm going to expect to be a 70K Andy tomorrow, right? Because I'm typically a 60K Andy nowadays. So I'm going to expect all of you to show up tomorrow for class. But how did it feel when you got your first 1K? I was on top of the world, man. I was on top of the world. I wasn't on the top of just chatting, but I was damn close. How do you cope with hate, like people calling you fat and mean sometimes? I go my alt. I don't know. How do I cope with people calling you fat? And I don't care if people call me fat. I don't know if you've realized this by now, but I don't. I literally take off my shirt to be called fat. I don't care. I think it's funny. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But yeah. Mean names, again, I mostly don't care. How do I deal with like hate from like live stream bills and stuff like that? I cry usually. I go on betterhelp.com. I see a therapist real quick. I don't know. How do I deal with like normal hate that I get? To be honest with you, something Pokimane once told me, besides get better content, she told me that it's very, I'm like, how do you deal with all the hate you get? And she's like, Miz, honestly, I used to cry. I used to be so depressed. I used to not want to stream for weeks. But she's like, now I don't care. And I'm like, you ruthless bitch. But she told me that. She's like, you just, over time, you just stop caring so much. And I think she was right. Because honestly, I think what you start realizing over time is it doesn't fucking matter. Because the next day, they're going to be on your dick like cheese, you know? Like, I used to get canceled, quote unquote. On like live stream videos, I'd be like hated for the day, right? I'd be the target. But like 2 days later, they're like, Mizkif does this. And they're like, oh, Mizkif's such a great guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how many times have we gone through the cycles with streamers? They hated XQC like 2 weeks ago. Now they're in love with the guy. You know, they hate Pokimane. Now they're in love with the guy. They hate me. They hate all of us. Once you get through that cycle, you're like, oh, here we go again. And you just get so used to it that you're just like, all right, like, does this really matter? Because tomorrow you won't hate me. So I think, honestly, how do I get used to hate, or how do I get over hate? I just gotten used to it. I've just gotten used to it. If you had to move anywhere, where would you move? Close to soda popping, honestly. That's pretty much it. I don't want to move. I love where I am in life. I love Austin. I just love where I'm at. I love that Eshmans can be my neighbor. I love that everything is great, man. Texas is great. Where's the other place I'm going to move to? Fucking California? And fuck that. I would never move to California because California is a shithole. It is a overpriced shithole. Dent? I stand by what I said. It's a fucking shithole. Did you ever expect your life to change as much as it did after you made the documentary videos? God, no. What? No. Dude, I expected to make videos on streamers for the rest of my life and, like, do it as, like, a part-time job for fun. Because those videos were paying me less than $200 a month. So, yeah. Mad because you don't live here? I did live in California, and I hated it. Dude, California is legitimately a shithole. Can we all agree? It's actually bad. It's overpriced. Your food's overpriced. Your land's overpriced. Everything's overpriced. For what? For what? Your beaches that are freezing cold? Fuck it. Hell no. People are like, oh, the valley's so much better. Like, I went to the valley because that's where Maya lived, and it was just, I'm like, okay, like, you got fucking palm trees, you know, like, Andy Milonakis is gonna make a sick rap out of this. But what do you got other than that? this fucking, you know, this trailer park is worth $1 million because it's on fucking this. It's on this 4x4 land. It's stupid as hell, man. It's boring. Sorry. This house is so nice, and it was a quarter of what I'd pay in California, and I don't pay taxes. But, what is the one thing you would like to blow up, similar to how Pokemon trading cards blew up? Oh, you mean like the last phase I did? Honestly, Mario 64. I wish people were into a Mario 64 as much as I am, or other people are. I know a lot of my viewers are, but I wish that would be the next phase. So yeah, I love Mario 64, man. I love the community, and I like doing it. I think it's always fun. It's addicting. There's so much to do, and yeah, I love it a lot. So, how's the game? Good question, dude. It actually is going really well. We're gonna have a demo hopefully in 2 or 3 weeks, but yeah, it's been going pretty well. We had a lot of slowdown, but that's because we didn't really know what we were doing because we didn't know how to make a game. It's a lot harder than people think, but we have a director, we have all this stuff. I still pay for it. Please drop your Twitch Prime so I can pay for it. And yeah, we are on our way. We're still working on it. We should have a demo in like the next few weeks. So yeah, pretty cool. $100 gifted if you weigh under 175. I'll be right back, chat. I'm gonna go take some laxatives. Hold on. You will not believe this. You will not believe this. $174.9. I told you wouldn't believe it. Told you wouldn't believe it. I must have lost a fucking pound jogging to that thing, because goddamn, I'm surprised I'm under 175. I'm 174.9. You might as well leave this question up until he gives out the 100 subs. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. He left? He probably had to ask his mom for the credit card. He'll be back soon. He'll be back. William. I'm remembering this name, William. All 60,000 of us are, okay? William. Dino, you're not allowed to leave. You were stuck in here forever. This is your dome. This is your kingdom. I'll take 5, Gifted. Oh, X, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Majesty for the Twitch Prime. Oh, wait, man. Jamie Moon for the Twitch Prime for the 5 gifted. Jamie, thank you, dude. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. All right, next question. Blue! Thank you for the 5, man. Kaz for the 7 months. Crow for the tier 1. Do you want to live with roommates or live in a streamer house your whole life? Um, here's the thing, man. Like, I know it's like a big thing for XUC to like have like live with like just roommates and stuff like that, but honestly, in my personal opinion, I do live with roommates. Like, I do feel right now, yes, it's a streamer house, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I love who I live with. You know, even Mitch. I love Mitch. I love simply. These are actual friends. These are friends that I will have no matter what. These are friends that will be there for me no matter what. And I know that they actually do like to hang out with me. And that's very hard to find. But I like the streamer house at X Field. Will one day I get away from this? Maybe. But I do really enjoy having these friends and having these people around me. And that's why I'm creating even another house, and that is a streamer house. But hopefully Schlatt and Connor live in there one day. You know, that'd be really cool. But yeah, I think when it comes to roommates and streamer house is a very, when I think of streamer house, I think of like what Mitch used to live in 2019, which is just like, or 18, which is like him, Pink Sparkles, and a bunch of who's down in Whoville, right? And like their sole purpose is to try to grow. When this house, in my opinion, this house is people trying to grow each other. It's friends. And it's actual friends. And that's what I love about this house. These are actual friends. We will all hang out upstairs, and we don't talk about streaming. We just hang out. We play Smash. We fuck around. You know, we don't just sit there and do that. It's nice. Getting giddy with it. Thank you for the 5, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. How's your relationship been with your family once you started streaming, and how are they now? I mean, my sister's a lot happier. I don't know, because, her OnlyFans has gone up like 40%, and she's got up like 100,000 followers on Instagram, but, how's my relationship with my family? It's definitely harder. I mean, I think a lot of people are probably dealing with it. I don't think it's because of streaming. I do think it's more so because of COVID. It's just hard, man. It's hard right now to see people and be with people and really feel a connection, because I went home for 2 days, for Christmas. Like, I couldn't really connect with my family. I wish they were here, I wish I would just fly them out. I would hang out with them right now, but I can't, because yeah, I can't. He's back? Why would he say? Do you enjoy playing games on stream or off stream? On stream for sure. I love playing games on stream. What's happening to the chat? Why is the chat getting blown up? What's happening? Yeah, I like playing games way more on stream because it's more fun. And it's not like, oh, I'm trying to do it for money's sake and stuff like that. Like, I just enjoy entertaining. I've never been one, I love multiplayer games. I've never been one to enjoy single player games. I felt like I always wanted someone to watch me do it, or I just didn't want to play it. I've always loved multiplayer. I hate single player. I don't know how people could sit there and play a single player game by themselves. I never got that. So I like playing games with people, and that's why I love streaming, honestly. What life lessons did you learn by becoming successful? Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. I don't know. More money, more problems, unless you have Synac. I don't really know. What life lessons did I learn? What lessons did I learn? I don't really know. Modern Warfare 2 is the best Call of Duty of all time. That's really it. Do you miss being able to keep up with chat? I feel like, honestly, it's really not that hard to keep up with chat now. It's really not. Especially when I play games. My chat's pretty tame when I play games. It's not too crazy. It's not just an AIDS fest as much as people probably perceive it to be. I think for anybody that just comes into my stream immediately, they're like, what the hell? What in heaven? What in the earth? But I really don't think it's that bad if you stay on Twitch for a little bit. You're like, this is a pretty slow chat. Like, I mean, half the time I'm playing a video game, people are like, is he even live? Like, what is this? But yeah, I don't think it's that bad to keep up with as much as you might think. It's really not that hard. I'm used to it. I guess is the answer. I'm used to it. Chubbs, thank you for the sub. If you could play any game and not lose a ton of viewers, what would it be? How about let's start with if I could play any game and not lose a ton of viewers. Apex Legends, they would have sponsored me again, hopefully. You guys fucked that up pretty bad. They're like, did you even stream that day? I'm like, what game would I want to play that I wish I could do? Abused! What's up, dude? Probably World of Warcraft Burning Crusade. I hope, I'm very scared, but I hope that people stay. And I'm sure someone's probably going to make a joke out of this clip, but I do hope that people like watching me play World of Warcraft with friends. I know a lot of you won't, but yeah. I love the Burning Crusade, man. Can you not fucking tell? I've been drinking out of the same World of Warcraft cup for 3 years. Oh yeah, we'll have media share in the corner. But yeah, I guess if that's the one game I'd want people to watch. Who's your favorite streamer? Of all time? Sakuno. I don't know. My favorite streamers. XQC? No, it's not XQC. In my honest opinion, my favorite streamer is, you're not gonna, it might farm some Sages, but it's a toss-up between Ice and Reckful. Definitely a toss-up between them. I was never more starstruck in my life when I met Reckful, by far. When I met Reckful, I was like, holy fucking shit, that's Reckful. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this guy invited me to his house? Holy shit. I was actually fucking giggling. I was like, oh my god. And Ice for sure when I first met him. Because he was the first streamer I ever met, and I was like, oh my god, this is Ice Poseidon. That's crazy. Because he was like my idol. I was like, oh my god, Ronnie. So, yeah. Probably him. And definitely him and Reckful. The reason why I like Reckful so much is because one thing that I feel like he did better than anybody else, and it's what I try to do at all, is relate to the viewers. Because I know like Lud and other people are like, oh, I'm not your friend, right? And I'm not trying to be your friend, but I want people to be able to relate with me, because I think that's it's something that people just don't do on Twitch. A lot of people I feel like are very closed, and that's okay. But I like to be very open, because as a viewer, my favorite thing on Twitch back in the day was listening to Reckful talk about how like his life, because it made you realize that, you know, I was one of those viewers when I was like 18, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's fucking a millionaire. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Imagine being a millionaire and complaining. Like, shut up. I used to be like that. But what I loved about Reckful was that you could see why, just because you're a millionaire, just because you have all these viewers, like imagine crying when you have 20,000 viewers sitting there watching you, giving you hearts. And I'm like, it made me relate with him. And I love that about his streams. I love the relatability factor with Reckful, that I was able to sit there and be like, you know what? Like, maybe its streaming's not all this cracked up to be. Grass is always greener. I love that. I love that. And then Ice, I love this content. I mean, I honestly still think no one's ever going to top what he ever did. So, still the best streamer of all time, in my opinion. But, yeah. But, yeah. I think, Reckful is very inspiring. And I think that's very, to me, in my personal opinion, I think that Twitch feels very robotic nowadays, where it just feels like people go live, they do their thing, They don't really try to do anything crazy. They do the metas, they go to bed. And I really hate that, man. I really hate that. Now you're probably saying, Miz, you're literally in the Rust section and you have drops. Yes,